Today we're getting into one of WWE's most iconic events, the King of the Ring. Starting in 1985 with 23 tournaments to date, this event has been a pivotal part of wrestling history, launching careers and creating unforgettable moments. It has propelled some of the most iconic wrestlers, including Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, and Steve Austin, into stardom. Recently, the event seems more like a way to acknowledge hardworking talent rather than a career-launching platform. However, this year's tournament has brought back a nostalgic feel, with focus on the tournament's qualifying matches taking place on Raw and SmackDown over the last few weeks, showcasing both men and women in the ring. Let's get into some of my favorite King of the Ring moments. But if you disagree or feel like I missed any, please let me know in the comments below. And if you find yourself enjoying this video, please consider leaving a like, as it will help with creating future content on wrestling. Let's jump into the ring. First up, let's talk about Brock's dominance in the 2002 King of the Ring. Brock debuted earlier that year in March and quickly showed the roster how powerful and hungry he was. He made his way into the tournament and reached the semi-finals against Test. Despite taking a pump handle slam and a big boot, Brock managed to kick out just milliseconds before the 3 count. Brock distracted the ref momentarily, allowing Paul Heyman to interfere in the match, letting Brock hit the F5 and advancing to the finals against Rob Van Dam. The finals here was one of my favorite RVD matches, with RVD's hardcore background and high fighting style versus Lesnar's power and agility. Lesnar dominated most of this match, with RVD, the veteran here, playing the underdog role. RVD was finally able to gain his footing, hitting his Rolling Thunder and Frog Splash. But Heyman's interference again allowed Brock to hit the F5, winning the crown. I want to note that this would also be the only King of the Ring to give a winner a WWE title shot opportunity, which Lesnar would take later that year at SummerSlam, defeating The Rock, becoming the youngest WWE champion at the time. This moment would really launch Lesnar's career in WWE, going to face top stars in the company like Hulk Hogan, John Cena, and The Undertaker. Next, we have the 2006 King of the Ring, where Booker T made his transition into King Booker. Facing Bobby Lashley in the finals, the match started with both these powerhouse talent. Booker T, a veteran in the ring at this point, and Bobby Lashley, debuting just 8 months prior to this, still gaining his footing in the company, but showcasing his in-ring power. Ultimately, Booker T would get the win here, with interference by Queen Sharmell and Fit Finlay, fully embracing his heel persona. Now, complete with a new entrance, English accent, and a royal attire, King Booker would go to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at that year's Great American Bash. At the time, I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of this new persona, but as they say, you never know what you're missing until it's gone. Well, this was completely true for me. When King Booker made his move to TNA in 2007, I completely missed his presence in WWE. Even watching TNA, Booker T always felt like a WWE guy in my eyes. And though I will admit that I enjoyed moments during his time in TNA, I was happy when he returned to WWE in 2011. All hail King Booker! We can't forget about Bret the Hitman Hart's monumental achievement of becoming 2-time King of the Ring winner. In 1991, he won his first crown by defeating Erwin R. Shyster. The tournament returned in 1993, with the Hitman defeating Razor Ramon in the quarterfinals, Mr. Perfect in the semifinals, and Bam Bam Bigelow in the finals, securing his second crown. Hart to this day remains the only wrestler to win the King of the Ring 2 times. In 1994, Owen Hart would go to win the tournament, marking 3 consecutive wins for the Hart family. The tournament felt like a stepping stone for Bret Hart, who would go on to win his first WWF title a year later. But for Owen, it solidified his solo career, leading to his victory over Bret for the WWF title just 2 months after his King of the Ring win, allowing him to build his own legacy. Kurt Angle's path to the WWF Championship began at the 2000s King of the Ring. Angle made his way to the quarterfinals, where he faced Chris Jericho. At this point, Kurt and Chris were fairly new to WWF, and both were trying to make their mark on the roster. This match was definitely a highlight of the night, but would come to an end with Angle advancing to the semifinals after Stephanie McMahon interfered in the match. Kurt defeated Crash Holly in the semifinals and then defeated Rikishi in the finals to win the crown. Later that year, Angle would go to defeat The Rock at No Mercy to win his first WWF championship. This was a fast rise to the top, winning the championship less than a year after his debut. In a recent podcast, Kurt admits that he was not ready to be a champion at the time. With him feeling inexperienced in the ring and it being so early in his career, he just didn't feel at the top of his game. Regardless, Kurt winning the King of the Ring would boost his career, with him becoming 5-time WWE champion by 2006. Who could forget the 1996 King of the Ring? After debuting in the WWF in January, Austin made his way into the semifinals of the tournament, facing Mark Mero. One of my highlights on this match was how resilient Austin was to staying down. During the match, he took a bump that would lead to him needing stitches. Austin would win in the finals to Jake the Snake Roberts. My favorite moment here was not the match itself, but the iconic Austin 316 speech. This would ultimately be the birth of who we know today as the Rattlesnake Stone Cold Steve Austin. WWF would also head into its Attitude Era, which till this day is one of the most memorable moments in WWE history. King Sheamus. By the time Sheamus entered the 2010 King of the Ring tournament, he was already cementing his legacy in WWE. Already a two-time WWE champion, winning the crown that year just added to his career achievements. At this point, the King of the Ring tournament's significance would start to become less relevant, and in my opinion, more of a way to put wrestlers in the ring. The next tournaments would take place in 2015, 2019, and 2021, in which none of the finalists would enter the main title picture. I would even go as far as to say that these wins didn't even do much for their career past the point of being able to call themselves King of the Ring. Women's wrestling has come a long way, and the Queen of the Ring tournament is a testament to that. From the Ruthless Aggressions era star like Trish Stratus, Lita, Victoria, to today's top stars like Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley. Honestly, I can go on for a minute here, but I think we get the point. The women's division has been top tier. The first Queen of the Ring tournament took place in 2021 and was won by Zelina Vega in Saudi Arabia. The tournament was kind of criticized for not being on par with the men's. However, the 2024 Queen of the Ring, in my opinion, has matched the men's in terms of storytelling and the quality of the matches. In one of my previous videos, I originally predicted that Jade Cargill would win, but after getting disqualified in her match against Nia Jax, I'm gonna say Nia takes the win here. Ever since returning, she has been wrecking everyone in the ring, and let's not forget, Nia is part of the Anoa'i family. Do you think we'll see a Queen Nia? Now on to this year's King of the Ring. Unlike the recent tournaments, this year feels different, with the focus being on the quality of the matches, as well as the stories being told. There are some rivalries being built during this year's tournament that I'm looking forward to seeing past this. I think Gunther's going to take the win here, and I also think this win is going to carve his path to the main title picture. Gunther is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. The way he was able to elevate that title and make it so relevant is something that not many people can do. And let's remember, Damian Priest kind of doesn't have a feud going on right now. The Ring General's win here could lead him straight into a rivalry with Priest. I'll end it here. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. And what do you think about the 2024 King and Queen of the Rings tournament compared to the recent ones? Be sure to let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week for my next video on Damian Priest's current rise in WWE. You're not going to want to miss that one.